The modern data stack was supposed to be the answer. It was cloud native and modular. And the idea was simple. Pick the best tool for each job, like Snowflake for storage, Fivetran for ingestion, dbt for transformations, and Looker for dashboards. Stitch them together and you got a world-class data infrastructure. That was the promise, and for a while, it seemed like it was going to work. But something changed. The companies that went all in on the modern data stack are now drowning in complexity, cost, and fragmentation. And a new approach is emerging. In this video, I'm going to make a claim that you've probably heard before, that the modern data stack is dead, at least as we know it. And I'll show you what's replacing it. Before the modern data stack, most companies ran on monolithic data warehouses, and only the biggest enterprises could afford real data infrastructure. Then came cloud data warehouses, like Snowflake, Redshift, and BigQuery. Suddenly businesses could spin up a data warehouse in a minute, pay by usage, and scale indefinitely. That was the birth of the modern data stack. And the philosophy was simple. Decompose the data pipeline into centralized services. Each tool does one thing really well. Fivetran moves data, dbt transforms it, and Looker visualizes it. You pick the best tool for each job and integrate them together. This approach exploded between 2019 and 2022, and it felt like every startup was hiring data engineers to build out their modern data stack, and venture capital was pouring millions into it. But here's the thing about modular systems. The more pieces you add, the more complex the whole thing can become. The modern data stack had a fragmentation problem. Here's what it looked like in practice. You've got your data in Snowflake, your pipelines in Fivetran, transformations in dbt Cloud, and dashboards in Looker. 4 vendors, 4 contracts, and 4 sets of documentation. Not to mention 4 support teams to call when something breaks. And they don't just plug in together seamlessly as promised. Someone has to configure the connections, maintain the pipeline, and debug issues when data doesn't match up. That someone is usually a data engineer, or a team of them. The modern data stack that was supposed to democratize data ended up requiring specialized expertise just to keep it running. And then there's the cost. Some of these tools charge by compute, others by rows, and others by seats. But one thing's consistent. All of these prices are going up. A startup can easily spend $100 a year on data infrastructure before answering a single business question. And here's the kicker. The fragmented architecture is fundamentally incompatible with AI. Think about what AI needs to be useful for data analytics. It needs to know what data you have, it needs to understand what the data means, and it needs consistent definitions, like what's a customer, what's revenue, or what's churn. When your data lives in 4 different tools with 4 different schemas and no shared semantic layer, AI can't help you. It doesn't have the context and it will guess. This is why most AI for analytics producers today are glorified SQL generators. You ask questions, they write some SQL, and you get back a number that may or may not be right. There's no understanding and there's no consistency. The modern data stack wasn't designed for AI. It was designed for humans who understand the whole system. So, what's replacing it? The AI native data stack. Here's the core idea. Instead of stitching together specialized tools, you build a unified platform where AI is native to the architecture. One place where all your data lives, one semantic layer that defines what everything means, and one AI agent that can query, analyze, and explain your data because it actually understands the context. This isn't about adding AI chatbots into your existing stack. It's about rethinking the architecture from the ground up. And that's why we built Definite this way. Let me show you what it looks like in practice. Once you sign into the product, the first thing you'll do is connect your data sources. Definite has over 500 pre-built data connectors for all the tools that you use on a daily basis, from payment platforms like Stripe to CRMs like HubSpot and Addio, customer success tools, HR platforms, you name it. And once you've connected your data sources, you'll create a new doc or a dashboard, and you'll immediately start talking to our AI agent Fee. And you can ask Fee anything related to your data, such as, what's our ARR by month? Build me a dashboard. Immediately, Fee will find the data that best answers this question. And in the background, before we even ask this question, Fee immediately built data models and organized the data to best assist us. For example, it created a data model for HubSpot emails. Additionally, it created a data model for Stripe prices and Stripe invoices. And going back to the question we asked Fee,
Fee found that the best data to answer this question was within our Stripe data, and now it's going to go through it and build a comprehensive dashboard. And there we have it. Fee answered the question, built a dashboard, and additionally, you're able to customize everything that Fee creates. You can review the underlying SQL, or you can change the design of the charts, etc.
So, what does this shift mean to you if you're building a company today? If you're an early stage startup, the answer is clear. Don't recreate the 2020 playbook. You don't need Snowflake, Fivetran, dbt, and Looker. You need answers. Start AI native from day one. If you've already invested in the modern data stack, it's more nuanced. You don't have to rip everything out, but you should be thinking about consolidation. Where can you reduce complexity? Where can you add a semantic layer that makes AI actually useful? The companies that figure this out will have a real advantage. They'll be able to ask questions and get answers in seconds, not days. They'll iterate faster and they'll make better decisions. And the ones that don't will be stuck maintaining infrastructure while their competitors move. The modern data stack was a leap forward from the monolithic systems that came before. But it's not the end state. The next era is AI native. Unified platforms where AI isn't an afterthought, it's the foundation. If you want to see what this looks like, check out Definite. We have a link in the description and you can sign up for free and be up and running in 30 minutes. Thanks for watching.